Hey kids, and welcome to a special video that we're doing this week. As you may know, Father's Day is this Sunday. So, much like what we did for Mother's Day, we're going to do a special craft video that's really simple and really easy to do. So you guys, can do something special for your dad. So, for today's craft, you're going to need a pencil, a pair of scissors, and please be careful with these. We don't want you guys to hurt yourselves, so please just be careful when you're using them. All right, you're gonna need a piece of paper, and then you're also going to need some markers, pencil, crayons, whatever you use to color. And also, you can, if you want, you can grab some extra pieces of paper that are a different color that you can possibly use at the end of the craft if you decide to make yours a little fancier than mine. So I'll let you take a minute to gather your equipment or materials that you need. You can do that now. You can even pause the video if you need to grab your items, and then we'll get started. All right, so once you have your piece of paper, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half along this line. So when I was in school, we called it the hot dog method because it kind of looks like a hot dog bun when you're done folding it. So you can go ahead and start folding your piece of paper so it looks like this. And you'll try to want to make it as even as possible when you're folding it because it's very important for later on in this, in the craft. Alrighty, so once you're done folding, your piece of paper should look like this. And I'll bring it closer so you can get a better look. Should look just like this on both sides. Nothing else should be on it. Alrighty, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your left hand. Yes, that is my left hand. I still do this to figure out which is my left and my right hand. I know I'm 20, I'm 25, 26 coming up, and I should be able to know that. But what you're going to do is you're going to want to place your hand on your piece of paper like this. Now, my hand is a little big for it, but your hands should be a good size that you can trace over or trace your hand. And what's important for this is that when you're putting your hand on the paper, you want to make sure your pinky is right on the part that doesn't open when you fold it. So you don't want your pinky to be on this side where it opens. You want your pinky to be along the folded part like that, because we're going to be making cards for our dads out of our hands, which is pretty fun. So once you have your pinky lined up on the folded part of your paper, you can go ahead and trace your hand, and I will do it with you. My hand won't be fully on the paper, so I'm doing my best. Alrighty, so, and if you need help tracing your hand, you can go ahead and ask your mom or an older sibling if you have one, because they might be better at that than you are. But it's something fun to try, so you can go ahead and just do that. It's been a while since I've had to trace my hand for anything, so this should be fun. And a really good tip for tracing is just put your pencil vertical and just run it alongside your hand. That is usually something that I find works pretty well. All right, so yours will look a little different than mine, but here's what my hand traced looks like. Again, my hand's a little too big for the paper, but again, for you guys, it should be the perfect size. So once you are done tracing your hand, what you're going to do is you're going to cut out your hand, and you're going to just cut. And when you are cutting, you're going to cut along the part you traced, and you're not going to cut this folded part, because when you open it, you'll have the hand or you'll have the card that we are making. So you guys can go ahead and start cutting out your hands. And I will do the same. Alrighty, so got the first little bit cut off, and then just gonna cut out my thumb. Again, kids, if you need help cutting, please make sure you ask a parent to help you, or to ask an older sibling who knows how to use scissors well and is very careful with them. Because again, we don't want you guys to injure yourselves with your hands. And then the fun part of cutting out the rest of my fingers. Yeah. All right, got my pinky out. Then we're gonna cut my ring finger out. All right, and then just gonna cut out the middle finger, and then we're moving. Also, feel free at any point in the video to pause or to rewind it so that if you miss something, you can do it again, or if you need to take your time before moving on to the next step, you can do that. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but I forgot, so sorry about that, and yeah, just bear with me. Alrighty, so as you can see, I have my hand cut out. I'm just gonna make a little adjustment here. And make my thumb less pointy. And we'll just also make this a little less pointy. All right, so yeah, once you're done tracing and cutting your hand, it should look like this. And I will high five the screen. Boop, there we go. All right, and now we're on to the final part of this craft. Yeah, I'm just gonna clear away this paper for a second before, whoops. All right, so for this final part is where you guys get to be creative and get to show your artistic ability. For this part, you're going to take one side of the hand, probably the side that is the front as you open it. So if you open it, you'll want the left hand to be actually the left hand, or facing you, I guess. But yeah, you want to make sure that whatever is the front of the card as you open it is the part you draw on. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw a picture of your dad. It's pretty simple. You can draw his face. You can draw a picture of you and him together, having fun, or whatever you do. But for these purposes, I will just draw my dad because that seems simplest. And for the purposes of this video, it's just going to be a very simple drawing because I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time. So my dad will just be a smiley face for today. Ta-da! So yeah, and then once you have done or finished coloring your dad or finished coloring whatever picture you're drawn, you can open up your card and you can write a Father's Day message in the front. So I'm just going to write a quick one, give you guys an example, and then, yeah, you guys can write whatever you want. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It could be just something very simple like I did. So I've written Happy Father's Day, love Tyler, with my very simple drawing of my father. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, as I mentioned, you can get different colored pieces of paper if you want to be a little fancier or a little, add a little something extra. So what you can do is you can cut out a tie or a bow tie, maybe even cut out a funny mustache and give your dad just a little something extra to make it a little more personal. There will be a link provided where you can get those templates for cutting out bow ties or mustaches. Yeah, so that's our craft for Father's Day. I hope you guys were able to enjoy it. I hope it's not too hard, and I hope you have fun making it, and I hope your dads will enjoy it. I'm sure they will, and I'm sure they'll love the creativity. And with that, I'll see you guys around, and you guys take care.